Welcome to the Legal Clinic. My name is Mumbi Chege. Thank you so much for being with us today. Now, on this channel, we'll be looking at various legal issues, and our job is to go the extra mile in ensuring that we give you all the legal information that you need as you seek justice with the help of lawyer Kiroko Ndegwa. Now, before we go on, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Now, on our episode today, we're going to be focusing on abusive marriages, and it's a dilemma a lot of people have found themselves in. Whether to walk out or whether to stick around. It's a horrific predicament. But today, our guest is Florence Ngotho, who's a banker, and she says she's endured 24 years of suffering in her marriage. Now, she also says that things took an ugly turn late last year, after her husband brutally assaulted her, which prompted her to speak out. She'll be telling us more about that, and later on, Wakili Ndegwa Kiroko will be helping us understand how does she get out, as well as how does she safeguard everything she's worked for in her marriage. Before we get into all that, let's first hear Florence's story, what made her want to walk out, and all that. Florence, thank you so much for being with us today, and more importantly for agreeing to share your story with the world. Before you tell us what you've gone through, who's Florence? What do you do?
Yeah, my name is Florence Ngotho. I'm 43 years. I'm a mother of two. My daughter is 22 and my son is 15 years. Okay. I have been married for the last 24 years.
43, aukai zaidi ya 30 years, but anyway, you've said you've been married for 24 years.
Yeah.
24 years is a long time.
I got married when I was young. I was only 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get married 1998.
1998
yeah.
is when you got married.
Yeah, I get my firstborn 1999 March. March 10. Yeah, and my secondborn I get 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haya, throughout your marriage, umekuwa na changamoto zipi? Were there any challenges?
Yeah, siko mingi, although the main one ni senye nimekuja kuona when nilikuwa kwa marriage for a long time. It's about for the last 5 years nimekuwa na changamoto. Yeah, because we invested where now we call our home to Kitengela. We built our house there with my husband. We invested together. So for the last 5 years he has been not committed. Yeah.
Okay, nataka uturudishe nyuma kidogo, Florence. The reason why I said 24 years is a long time ni kwa sababu, did you ever see, from what we understand, from what I understand, and from what the legal clinic understands, is that late last year was when you decided you need to take some action. Yeah. Within that 24 years, kulikuwa na shida? Were there any red flags? Ama shida ilianzia wapi?
Okay, hakukuwa na shida yoyote kwangu. Sikuwa nikiona kukiwa na shida yoyote because I was providing.
You were the one who was providing?
Yeah. So late last year, when the COVID-19 came, of course pesa ikakuwa dogo, so I asked my husband kunisaidia. That's from there ndio niliona kukitokea shida.
Kwa hivyo throughout your marriage wewe ndio umekuwa ukiprovide?
Yeah, like
you have been the breadwinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. No help from him?
Okay, kidogo.
Okay. What happened, because umesema kwamba late last year is when things went south, ama vitu zilianza kwenda vibaya. What happened?
penye COVID ilikuja, of course nilikuwa na tu biashara nikafunga, then mshahara ikakuwa dogo, then nikamrequest awe akiprovide, at least awe akinunua daily bread. From there, that's the time he started change.
I want you to take us through, ama utueleze kwamba that is instant, so that our viewers can get to understand, waelewe zaidi the assault you went through, what happened, ni nini ilisababisha kitendo hicho?
On 12 of last year, December, he has been away for a week, and then he came back very early in the morning, and he asked me kwa nini simuulizi ametoka wapi. So nikamwambia, of course ulikuwa umesema umeenda job, kwa hivyo hakuna haja ya kukuuliza ulikuwa wapi na ulikuwa kazi. Then ndio akaniambia, I don't respect him, I don't care kwenye ametoka, I don't. Ndio alianza vita.
Akakuchapa, and then what transpired after that?
Alinichapa vibaya sana. From there I went to police station, to the nearest police station. But before I went to police station, alinigonga like nikakosa kujisikia. And he refused me to get out, to go to hospital, to go outside the gate. So alinigonga kitu allowed, hiyo vita alianza kitu allowed 7 in the morning.
7 a.m.
AM in the morning. And niliweza kutoka kwa nyumba kitu saa 6. I went to the nearest police station, wakanituma ile post ya Kitengela, the bigger one. So nikareport the case, nikatibiwa Nairobi Women Hospital, and from there nikarudi kwa nyumba. Kurudi kwa nyumba nikapata akiwa ameweld the milango ya nyumba, so sikuweza kuaccess. Nikarudi police station, nikawauliza kama wanaweza ni help at least niweze kuingia. Wakaniambia nitafute fundi afuje mlango niingie. So that's what nilifanya. Nikaingia kwa nyumba. Kuingia kwa nyumba nikapata tayari ameshukua watoto na amepeleka watoto kwao. And alikuwa amefunga simu, so hatungeweza kumshika na simu. Alikuwa, his phone was switched off. So akaenda hiding for 2 weeks, then akajitokezea. Venye alijitokezea na barua ya daktari ati he was admitted to a certain hospital. So from there nikasema, nikaulizwa na usiwezi kama ni nini ninataka. Nikasema because he is the father to my children, niache kumpeleka kotini.
So you withdrew the assault case?
Sikuiandika, I withdraw it, but sikuendelea naye. I just keep quiet.
Hapo mbeleni, kwa sababu this is now 2020, aliwahi kuchapa before, aliwahi kuassault before, ama uliwahi kuona red flags zozote?
Okay, hajawahi ni chapa ile kunishapa ile physical before, lakini he keep telling me I'll kill you. He has threatening me. He has been telling me like I think it's more than 20 times that if you try to leave me, if you try to kutoka huku, if you try to kwenda kujikalisha, I'll kill you. Those are threat yenye ameishi akiniambia.
Now when haya yote yakitendeka, akikuchapa, because you have a son and a daughter. Your son is 15 years, alikuwa around ama alikuwa wapi?
My daughter was not allowed, my son was allowed. My son was inside the house, and venye alianza vita, threw my son outside na akafunga milango. So ile tu kunigonga moja ndio alinigonga, nikawa blackout. Venye aliona nimeanguka, throw my son outside, then akafunga milango ya nyumba.
I understand your mom is still around, mamako bado wako, ulimpigia simu ama ulijaribu kupata usaidizi kutoka kwa relatives wowote?
Yeah, nilijaribu kupata usaidizi. I tried to call my mother. Of course, I tried to call my mother-in-law first. She didn't even pick up my calls. Yeah, so I called my mother where I came from. My mother, she told me that, yeah, nimsamehe because he's father to my children. So, yeah. Akajaribu kumuongelesha na my mother akaniambia of course anafaa aende waongee, but he refuses it. Yeah.
Haya, nataka utuelezee there was another issue ilitokea kwamba you were involved in a forgery scandal na ukalala ndani.
Yeah.
Ebu tuelezee hiyo ilienda vipi?
Yeah, my husband alinionyesha friend yake akaniambia kuna a certain nyumba ilikuwa ikishotwa na bank. So akaniambia friend yake akona pesa anaweza chukua hiyo nyumba. Vyenye friend yake alikuja akachukua nyumba, this lady walikuwa wakifanya na wakisoma na yeye. So this lady called Joki nilimjua through my husband. So that issue, Joki akanunua nyumba and wakaagri na mwenye nyumba kwamba because nimewatafutia biashara mzuri, na of course ilikuwa mzuri because the house is worth it 15 million and ilikuwa ikishotwa na bank na 1.5. So Joki bought it at 3.5. So wakaagri kila mtu atanipatia kitu. Kwa hivyo venye waliangiri wote wawili ilikuwa an agreement yenye waliangili if we fanya biashara I succeed tutapatia Florence kitu. So the pande ya Joki hakunipatia kitu, kwa hivyo the time akakuja akanirequest akaniambia Florence, I want to change the Kenya Power na wanataka document original, na that document original ilikuwa kwa lads.
Okay, wacha nikukatize kidogo Florence, wacha tupumzike kidogo. We'll be back here on the Legal Clinic in just a short moment. Welcome back to the Legal Clinic. Remember to subscribe to our channel. Now, Florence, karibu tena.
Asante.
Ulikuwa unatuelezea about how your husband got you involved with a friend of his. Endelea kutueleza vile ilifanyika. You had to sign something and then ikakuwa it was a forged document.
Yeah, the lady came and approached me akaniambia anataka kupeleka something to Kenya Power, the original title, so he want to change from the owner to her now. So he approached me innocently akaniambia we can edit before ile itoke, sababu itakuja tu na jina ile, so we edit kwa computer. I do it so without knowing ati kuna ile kitu atakuja kunistaki naye. So hiyo ndio walienda naye kwa DCI wakasema ati nime forge the document. Of course wakanipeleka na nikashikwa on 24th, nikalala ndani, nikatoka 25th, and that time my husband passed kwa hiyo police station akasema anataka kuniona
ukiwa ndani sasa.
Yeah. Venye aliniambia unajionanga ukiwa mjanja sana, sasa hii nitaona kama utajitoa. So I get annoyed, sikumwambia kitu, nikarudi ndani, na of course nikaka 25th nikatoka na board ya 40,000. Kutoka na board nikaenda nyumbani, nikapata mtoto. My son was at our house peke yake. Nikamuuliza where is dad nini, akaniambia pana, baba alienda na walienda na mama mwingine. And that time nikapigiwa simu na my hodasi, nitamuita aje, mwenye tumeolewa na yeye kwa hiyo boma, the first brother. So my brother-in-law, bibi yake akanipigia simu akaniambia kwani kunaendaje, na nimeona bwanako akiwa na bibi na watoto wawili na huyo bibi ako na mimba. Nikamwambia okay, kuna kitu kinaenda, so nikanyamasia tu, but kukaa kitu siku 3 DCI nikaitwa huko Kitengela, nikaambiwa wanahitaji amount of money. So nikaenda nikatafuta hiyo amount of money, wakasema nikiwa
Pesa za nini sasa?
Pesa ati this lady alisema kuna pesa anataka ndio withdraw that case. Na kumuuliza, nikamuuliza sitwende mbele basi unistaki sababu nimekosea. Akaniambia hapana, hata bwanako ndiye amenitafuta. So me what I need is money. Na nikisikia mahali kuna pesa siwezi kosa kushukua, of course ni biashara. So DCI wakaniambia Njoki anataka 80,000. Nikaenda nikatafuta 80,000, nikakuja nikawapatia. So Njoki aka withdraw the case. Kurudi kwa nyumba, my husband came again akaniambia nisione kama nimewin, njia ni nyingi za kuua panya. So yeye ndiye alikuwa insist Njoki ndio walikuwa wametengeneza hiyo story na Njoki.
Na ukisign hizo documents ama ukibadilisha hizo documents au kuwa na tashwishwi ama any doubt that kuna kitu ana plot?
No, sikuwa na kitu sababu walikuwa na original document. Na hii kitu ananiambia nifanye ni hii ka kitu ya computer, na original document alikuwa naye na tayari ilikuwa Kajiado. So sikuwa na taishishi ya kwamba ati anaweza kuja ikuya ati kuna kitu. Furthermore alikuwa ni rafiki wa my husband na walisoma na yeye for long time, kwa hivyo sikushika kuna anything. So vinyata nilisikia ati kuna kitu inatendeka ati yeye ndiye ameenda kunistaki, I get shocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haya. So alirudi baada ya hayo yote, baada ya wewe kupatia
baada ya hayo yote alirudi. But from vyenye alikuwa akiongea anasema anataka on 27 28 ilikuwa ndio Monday, ilikuwa holiday, so 28 ndio koti ilikuwa sikiendwa, nitoke hiyo on 28 nipelekwe kotini sababu sitakuwa nimepata board. Yani alisikia kuwa shocked vyenye nilipata hiyo pesa ya kutoa board. Kurudi wakaniitisha pesa, Njoki aka withdraw case, akasema kesi imeisha. Yeah.
It's about 4 months hapo. Mnaishi na yeye bado?
Alienda for 2 months alafu akarudi, anaenda analudi, anaenda analala 2 weeks nje, analudi anakuja analala siku 2, anaenda. Yeah. Yeah.
Since ile assault yenye alikufanyia ambayo ilikusababisha kwenda kuripoti, amekuchapa tena ama
amekuwa hajanichapa physical, but amekuwa tuseme kumwagilia kitanda maji, kunimwagilia maji nikienda kazini, kungoa vitu, yani amekuwa ile vita ya baridi kwa nyumba. And kuna time nyuma ya hiyo alinithreaten, akashida akinoa panga through na ile kitu inaitwa grill, akisema anataka kuniua. Pia nikaenda nikaripoti, niko na hiyo OB, akaitwa. So the police wakaniambia I seek justice from lawyer sababu, from court sababu labda wao wamustaki na assault ama threatening kill. Yeah. So na sababu is the father to my children, nikaona nitafute lawyer mwenye anaweza nisaidia.
So bado utaendelea na hizo kesi? Uko na ubi 3?
Niko na ubi 3.
Haya, utaendelea na hizo?
Kwangu mimi nataka tuashane tu, nimwashe akuwe free maybe. Yeah, na mimi nikuwe free.
Florence, umesema kwamba he's the father of your kids.
Yeah.
Na ulikuwa hapo mbeleni ulikuwa umesema kwamba you want him to support your kids.
Yeah.
He's not been supporting your kids from what umesema.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo uko na uhakika gani atashikilia watoto wako hata mkiachana?
At least I know there is justice through court, sababu nimeona nimesoma na nimesikia justice inafanyiwa. Lakini what is very important there, ninaangalia yenye ninaona ni uhai yangu. Okay. Ile, yeah.
Another thing ningetaka tuelewe ni kwamba most of your properties are under his name. Tueleze ilienda aje ikakuwa hivyo?
Unajua, mimi hata ndio nilikuwa nikibadilisha hizo properties na sababu nilitaka kumuweka kama, okay, I came from Nyeri, he came from Kiambu. So wakati wenye niliolewa kwa hiyo boma, they start to say watu from Nyeri they are bad, they are bra bra bra. So I want to prove them long. Sababu hata yeye alikuwa ni ile he's in, he's out. So nilitaka kumuonyesha he's the father, I'm not going anywhere. So I trust him 100%. Mimi ndio nilikuwa actually even my money to those properties ndio silikuwa mingi, lakini nilikuwa ninaenda ninaandikisha jina yake kumuonyesha we are together na nimemtrust 100%.
Okay. Florence, thank you so much kwa kutuambia your story. It's not easy coming out na tunatarajia kwamba, and we are hoping that you'll get the justice you deserve. And of course, pia you safeguard what you've worked for. So thank you so much for agreeing to tell your story. Yes, and in a short while tutakuwa tukiongea na wakili Kiroko Ndegwa, who will be taking us through this and telling us how Florence can safely get out, and more importantly, how she'll be able to safeguard her property. Thank you so much for being with us and for staying with us here on the Legal Clinic. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We'll be back in just a short moment. Welcome back to the Legal Clinic, and remember to subscribe to our channel for more great content. Now, we've all listened to Florence's story, and now Wakili Ndegwa, Kiroko Ndegwa, is here to just take us through the legal process, the legal procedure that Florence now needs to take. And thank you so much for coming, Ndegwa. So what's next for Florence?
Thank you so much. Thank you, viewers, for having me. My name is Kiroko Ndegwa, as well introduced by Miss Mumbi. Now, I've listened to Madam Florence's story, and I must say, pole sana.
Oh, thank you.
Pole. No human being should go through all that. I always tell people, your dignity is in your hands. You should never let anyone really subject you to torture, inhumane treatment, whether it's your husband, your father, or every human being has a right to human dignity, and particularly for her, because this happens in the premises of marriage. Article 45 of the Constitution has it that every person has equal right during a marriage and during dissolution. Now, for Florence, when there's the marriage, the cruelty in a marriage is unbearable. It's a personal decision that she can terminate it through a process we call divorce. That process entails that the marriage between her and the abusive partner is by deed of a judgment, or a decree nisi and decree absolute, which I'll come to explain much later, is dissolved. There are several things that a person must show when you are pursuing a divorce course. Those four issues that you must prove. Those issues that you must prove are four. One, there is cruelty. The bit that someone has been so cruel, maybe physical violence, emotional torture, and all that. I think she has enough of that to show. Physical violence being one of them. All manner of cruelty. The other issue is desertion. When someone deserts you, like just walks out on you and without any probable cause. And she also has that bit such that when when her husband walks out on her, then comes back without any explanation. The other issue is the other ground that you may prove is that of adultery. Previously, adultery is when your partner is literally what we call cheating on you, when they are having another spouse, another person out there, infidelity. I heard Florence has has had circumstantial evidence. Previously, this ground, when someone was alleging that there is adultery on the part of the other, that person, the third party, huyu mwenye anaingilia marriage, had to be enjoined in that suit. But now under the new rules, you don't have to. All you need to show are circumstantial evidence, like they are seen together, they live together. You don't really have to show, you don't really have to come with video evidence of a person cheating on you. So all that is required are circumstantial evidence that this gentleman has another woman is living with and has a child with that woman. That's the other ground. The other issue, which is rather emerging.
Let me interrupt you. If it's not by maybe videos or that kind of evidence, what kind of evidence are you talking about?
You just need to have circumstantial evidence that a person is cheating on you. That's all you need to show the court that, look, this person has been having extramarital affairs with people known and unknown to me. And you can highlight a few of those instances. There was a time you were having an issue with another person on a child you had sired outside marriage. That's adultery. The other issue that is rather emerging is the issue of irretrievable breakdown of marriage, what you call irreconcilable differences. And these people are like water and oil. They can never mix. Their differences can never be reconciled. You've tried all you can. And because you have the good constitution that we voted in 2010, my apologies, allows people to relate with people of their own choice. That includes people in marriage. So there comes a time when you have a breakdown of marriage that is completely irretrievable. Right. So those are the kind of grounds that Florence need to show. At the same time, there is also another issue that this gentleman happens not to really maintain his children, which is still a violation of the rights of the children, and also cruelty on his part against the other partner, because now she's been turned into a beast of burden. She's left to handle most of the parental duties. That's cruelty. But she can still seek within the divorce course or separately in a children's case. She can seek for maintenance of these children. Now, the other recourse she may have is to she can seek for ancillary relief, seeking to have restraining orders issued against this husband who is abusive, whose every interaction is a moment for torment on the part of Florence. So all these are some of the options available for Florence. As pending hearing and determination of the divorce petition, you can have these ancillary relief given.
All right. And usually, how long does the divorce process? And I would like you to take us through a little bit, because I also want us to talk about the issue of property.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the separation. The first step is separation, divorce. How long does it usually take if you have this circumstantial evidence?
Now, there is the issue of a judicial separation. There are two options available again. You can file divorce. Divorce is when you want to finish off the marriage. You want to dissolve it. But judicial separation is when you are telling the court, look, I cannot coexist with this person. Allow us to be judicially separated. So the marriage is still subsisting, but you are not living together. And this one usually happens when there are issues of cruelty, most especially. The cruelty is just unbearable. You can seek for that. Now, on the judicial process, the judicial separation, you just file for, you just seek for it on the interim basis. This is mostly the reason why most marriages you cannot divorce a person unless the marriage has lasted for at least 3 years. So when you cannot really coexist with this person, you seek for judicial separation. The other reason as to why it's important to seek for judicial separation is during the time of the dissolution of marriage, that is during divorce, this person might use a ground called desertion, that it's you who left. it is you who left. So you'll also be a co-perpetrator of that, of the reasons as to why that marriage should be dissolved. So those are some of the reasons we are staring at. That when when the marriage is unbearable, but it's less than 3 years, so you cannot divorce. So you seek for judicial separation. But for the process of divorce, which I would highly recommend for Florence, is you file a divorce petition. It's just a petition, then you support it with a document we call a verifying affidavit. Then you attach, you attach the documents. For instance, if they are medical records, if they are police abstracts and all that, if there is any proof to show that such a marriage is no longer sustainable, then you file them. Currently, the magistrate's court can hear and determine, as low as a resident magistrate can hear and determine a divorce proceedings. So you ask me how long this might take. Yeah. I give it a period between 6 months to 1 year. Mm-hmm. That is to say, from the time of filing, once you file that divorce petition, you present it at the registry, then it's registered. You get a document. You are issued with a document called notice to appear. This merely summons the other party to come and defend himself on the allegations made against him in court, or her in court. Then after the documents are exchanged, you file a document called a registrar certificate, then to seek to have the matter certified ready for hearing. Then after that, you do the hearing. Most of divorce cases are usually have two witnesses, the petitioner and the respondent. Yeah, because the marriage is between the two of them.
Right. Another issue, Wakili, he's been cruel in the past, from what she says. Where does a restraining order come in before the whole process is finalized? Where does that come in?
Now, you can seek, in the course of the proceedings, you can seek for a number of things. That's what we call ancillary. You seek for reliefs. You say, pending hearing and determination of this, let the court order for this. And if you have good grounds for that, for instance, for Florence, she has grounds to show that this man has been really tormenting her. And because the court has to protect, the courts are there to protect people from such kind of abuses. Right. Yeah, you can seek for a restraining order that he should not come into that home. The other issue is, for instance, and I know this does not really relate to her, where, for instance, there is a lady who was being, the wife, or the wife most especially, was being maintained, was literally relying on this man for maintenance. Right. You can also seek for something we call alimony. Yes, you can seek for alimony, maintenance of a spouse, either during the pending hearing and determination of the divorce, and or after the divorce is granted. You can still seek for that. But on the issue of restraining order, you can actually seek for that. You can tell the court, look, this gentleman, we live under the same roof, but every time we are in the confines of that of our house, he's always abusing me. He doesn't let me enjoy my peace. We acquire this property together. It's matrimonial property. So allow him, issue an order to protect me.
Right, and I want you to get to that. That is very crucial, the matrimonial property. How is she going to go about that?
Now, that's the other issue. On issue of the division of matrimonial property, unfortunately, the court would not really delve into division of matrimonial property, pending hearing and determination of a divorce case, such that you cannot divide property of people who are still married. As long as you don't have that decree absolute, that document called decree absolute, you cannot approach court and tell them, give me my share. So what you seek are declaratory orders. You ask for the court to declare that meanwhile, because unfortunately for her, these properties are registered in the name of the spouse. And he can actually dispose them off. I know land laws require that there has to be spousal consent. but many other times that they can even swear false affidavit saying that they are single, they have never been married, because there is nothing really to prove. There is no way I can prove that someone is married. It might be really a hard process for a purchase of a property or a bank to show that someone else is married. So what you seek are declaratory orders. You say that this gentleman may not transfer, charge, or in any way or destroy matrimonial property until such a time when the court pronounces itself on matters of the who gets what in that marriage, who gets what property when the dissolution of marriage is orders are issued. Now, when you are done with the divorce, once you have those declaratory orders, then you are protected. That whether you are in that marriage, during the pendence of the determination of the divorce proceedings, you have an opportunity to rest easy, that the other party will not either transfer, sell, destroy, charge, or in any way interfere with the proprietorship of the matrimonial properties. Now, once the divorce is complete, you approach that court or a court above that, either the High Court or the Magistrates Court, depending on the value of the property. You seek to have these properties. You list them. You say these are the properties we acquired when we were married, and this is, you have to actually prove contribution, that I contributed to acquisition of that property. Previously, there is this myth that, okay, it was actually a position at one point in time that it's a 50-50 deal, that when you have a marriage and you want to dissolve it, and properties, you have matrimonial property, you split into half. That's not the case. You have to prove contribution. So what did the other party contribute? What did you contribute? Then based on that, and there is actually monetary contribution and non-monetary contribution. Non-monetary contribution includes issues of companionship. Right. If you have offered someone companionship for over 30 years or over 20 years, like Florence here, then you don't walk out of that marriage empty-handed. Mm-hmm. Issues such as childbearing, issues such as offering guidance, even there are most of the non-income earning spouses may more often than not offer you some advice on what to invest in. They may represent you in some of these transactions. So those are some of the contribution you may need to prove. You just need to tell the court, look, while he was working, I was busy raising the children. That's non-monetary contribution. Yes.
Thank you so much, Wakili. We're out of time, but thank you for explaining to our viewers the legal process, the divorce process, and what people like Florence needs to do. And I hope that women out there and anybody out there is getting clarity of the legal process, how it works, in case you find yourself in that predicament. And once more, Florence, we're so sorry for what you've gone through, and it is our prayer and hope that you get the justice that you deserve. Once again, thank you so much, Wakili, for being with us. Thank you so much for being with us here on the Legal Clinic. Remember, our job is to go the extra mile in ensuring that we give you all the legal information as you seek your justice. Thank you once again. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content on all legal matters. My name is Mobichege. Be blessed.